Hello everyone and welcome back to Navis Nobilite. I am Captain Zelnick and today we are going to begin the Tyranid ship overview starting with the Hive ship. Much like a number of other fleets, the Tyranids are a build-a-battleship or a build-a-ship list. You choose what goes into what slot so long as you're willing to pay the price. Now, the Tyranid Hive ship has a lot of other options for upgrades out of the Tyranid upgrade list. I'll be going over that in the rules video, which is going to be a long one because there's a lot of rules involving the Tyranids. But let's see what you get for a base of 200 points. Well, the base number of hits are 10 with the battleship rules, speed of 15, turns 45 degrees, shields and spores are count as the same thing, so they're 4 and 4, and an armor 5 up all around. You have to pick one prow weapon for the cost below, which will be listed below. Power acid battery at 45 centimeters, strength 8 out the front. Feeder tentacles and massive claws, contact, special on strength out the front. Bioplasma spines at 15 centimeters, front left right, strength 4, and boarding torpedoes, strength 8 at 15 centimeters out the front. You pick one thorax weapon for the point cost below, another strength 8 weapons battery out the front at 45, bioplasma discharge, strength 15, 15 centimeters and strength 4, oh, that'd be disgusting, left front right, and launch bays, strength 2 on the squadron for fighters or assault boats. Now, you may choose up to 3 port or starboard weapons for the point cost below, which means these port and starboard weapons are optional. There's no reason not to take them, though. You may have a left or right, which means a strength 4 to the left and to the right, pyro acid weapons battery. You may take a strength 2 bioplasma discharge, which will be left or right at 15. And the real fancy one is the launch bays. It's one squadron, you can take it up to 3 times, fighters or assault boats, left and right. Okay? So, that ultimately makes a ship capable of having launch capacity 8 for fighters and assault boats. They obviously can't use come to new heading. Any ship attempting to fire on Hive ship suffers a -1 LD when attempting to ignore closer targets if a squadron containing only escort drones is in base contact with the Hive ship, as well as in between the Hive ship and the firing vessel. So ultimately, escort drones will fly in the way of the shots, trying to soak up the damage. So that's a reason to take escort drones in a fleet with Hive ships. They will effectively try to take the shots for the Hive ship. So, your Pyro Acid battery on the prow is 30 points, feeder tentacles and massive claws are 15, bioplasma spines are 20, boarding torpedoes are 25. Now, why are the boarding torpedoes so expensive when normally they're pretty cheap across the rest of the game? Because you can launch a lot of them. You can have as many boarding torpedoes as you want on the board, and reloading for a Hive ship is very easy. Choose one thorax weapon, Pyro Acid battery for 30 points, bioplasma discharge for 20, launch bays for 20. Now, you may choose up to 3 port or starboard weapon systems. You will have to pay each time. That launch capacity 1, you have to spend well, it's technically 2, left and right. Launch base for 20 points, so it's 10 points per launch capacity. It makes this ship quite expensive. But generally speaking, Tyranid players are not afraid of putting a huge amount of points into one Hive ship, making sure that it has a very, very large launch capacity, because it's total capacity, not the actual launch amount, but the amount it can have on the board at any given time, is double what it could normally launch in a round, allowing you to disgorge huge amounts of fighters or assault boats onto the table. So the Hive ship is your brain. It's not only the brain, it's the core of your fleet. You are heavily dependent on keeping these things alive. Typically, the main reason why people take 2 of them to have a little bit of insurance, because ultimately, large ships are not hard to shoot at in Battlefleet Gothic. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be vulnerable. It's a very well defended ship. It does have decent shields, and it can get some really good upgrades. But ultimately, these things you're going to want to protect, just as you would expect in a game involving Tyranids. You want to keep your synapse intact, and your synapse is dependent upon your Hive ship. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all again in the next video.